Hi everyone. I'm doing a quick little live. The very first live I've done on YouTube, so bear with me. Done a lot of tutorials on Facebook though. So today I'm going to make it easy. So we're going to do, I don't have a basic white, but I'm going to use gray. And I'm going to mix in this oil. There are a lot of things that you could add into your pores just to give it that cool look. And there's like a little cells that could happen. Just kind of give you a close view of that, but that's kind of similar to what the cells do on there. But let's see what can happen on this. I just put a nice squeeze in there, and you can get stirrer sticks. I use spaghetti sticks. If I don't have a stirrer stick, I just use spaghetti sticks. It's just a quick, easy way to mix the paint up. Give it a nice little mix through. And this is going to be used to mix in with the other colors. So I'm going to leave this to the side. So it looks like right there, just all mixed in. Kind of looks like it's separating the paint a little differently. And that's what that does. It kind of, the oil separates the paint pretty cool. So right now, I'm going to do another cup. And this cup, I'm going to use some of these colors that are in there. And, you know, you could do it a certain way. I just tended to squeeze them right out of here because these colors pour really nice. So let's put this color in here. Just going to squeeze a little bit, and then I'm going to layer it with that other oil. So here's a little bit of that. Do a little bit of this purple in there. And every pour that you do will be very unique because none of these pours ever can look the same. There's a little bit of this paint, and then I'm going to add in a little bit of that gray with the oil in there just to see what that will do. And then I'll do some without, but this is going to have it in there. And the next color, I'm going to use the green. You can kind of tell it separates the paint pretty cool. Just the oil itself. Now there's different things that people normally add to these dirty pours or acrylic pours, and they use the Floetrol, but I don't use that. I've never used it, so I just try to keep things a little bit different than the norm when I do my pours. It did look like I put a lot of oil in there, so I'll be interested to see how that goes down. And I'll show you all the colors that I'm using in there too. Okay. These are all the colors I've used in the pour. And then to top it off, I'm going to put a little bit of that gray with the oil on top. Now you could pour straight out of the cup, but usually once I mix it up, just lately I started just doing a slight little move through just to make it all kind of move together. Okay, now to break it down, I do not pour on a rack. I feel that when you pour on a rack, for me, not for anybody else, but for me, I don't get to see the paint puddles, and when the paint flows down the rack, it gets a different color so that it stays at a brighter color if I pour here, and I also get a flat bottom. Now what I mean by flat bottoms means the bottoms of the rock, if you pour flat, the bottoms are nice and smooth. If you pour on a rack, the edges tend to look drippy, but all the bottoms of mine are nice and smooth. I don't have any drippy edges, everything's smooth on the bottom. And then these are just a few that I've embellished, and a few dragon eyes that I'm working on right now. This is only about 20% of the rocks that I have in progress, but these are the ones that are in the house for me to work on. Okay, back to the pour. Okay, so I've got my cup all ready to flow it out. And I don't try to just dump it on the rock itself because it's not like canvas, so I try to give it a nice look to it. So for this one, since it's so big, I'm going to start from the middle and work my way out, and then we'll see what that looks like. And that looks pretty cool. Give it a neat look on the top. Okay, the next one, I'm going to try to do some stripes. So I'm going to move my wrist back and forth just to move the paint over. And I always like to start in the middle and then work my way out. And as the paint comes out of the cup, you'll get different colors. You know, I'll start with one and then another color will come to the bottom of the cup to the top. And I'm gonna let the paint fall over the edge here and then see how it goes over when it actually finishes off. Probably only got enough in the cup to do another one, but do know that I have a ton of tutorials. If you don't know like what I do for the bottoms the day after, I have a tutorial already online that shows how I do the bottoms. And basically this brush is pretty flat, so I'm just going to scoop underneath, put the paint in the cup, and then I'm going to continue to pour here. But just want to show you how to do a transfer really quick on here. I do transfers all the time. It's making use of the paint puddle and putting the paint from the brush to the rock. So I'm going to do a little bit on here just to show you. Just kind of tilt the brush over so I can kind of keep the look on there. And I'm going to grab from each puddle because it doesn't really matter. It's just going to look like a combination of both of those. But really I'm just grabbing the paint underneath. Instead of me putting it in the cup and having it mix up, I'm putting it here right straight on there and then tilting it over. Just so I can kind of get that look on the rock too. And I'll continue to finish the whole entire rock that way. Again, it's just grabbing underneath and then going against the rock and pulling across the top. I don't know if you guys can see this, but so what happens is when the oil goes in the paint, it tends to separate the paint. It takes a little while for this to happen, but you do get the little cells that pop on top. Now, depending on what you mix into it, you can get huge cells. You can get tiny cells. You can get big, gigantic cells. I mean, it just depends on how and what you mix into the paint. This one's very basic pour, but it's mainly basic just to kind of show you how easy it could be. And then you can get a little scientific with adding more into it. So again, this is a transfer, another pour. And I'm trying to see if I could finish off with one last pour today. This is my first live here. We'll see how good the feedback is. But so far, even though no one's on this live right now, I've had really good luck with the colors. So good vibes on that. Looking forward to doing more of these. I know a lot of people post these on there, but I try to do mine a little bit different only because I want to make it easy for everybody. And I don't know if you've noticed, but if you look on my channel, I have a 3-year-old daughter, and she's done some pretty awesome pours. And it doesn't really have to be difficult to do the pours. You can make it really easy. Okay, I'm just going to try to go over this one a little bit. The cup's running a little low, but I'm going to fill it up with the excess paint that's underneath the rock and then kind of layer it in the spots that haven't got hit. Sometimes, I don't know if you notice, there's a little bubble right here. I don't want to touch it, but if you blow against the rock, tends to make the paint separate. I'm going to show you a quick trick only because I have a little bit of paint here and I want to kind of spread it around. Use a straw, blow on it, and you can blow a design across here. So I'm going to do that right now while I have it on here. That looks pretty cool. It's not going to dry that way. I'm going to try to like blow it so it's smooth. So I'm going to keep on going while you guys are watching here. But it gives it a really cool look. It's like I'm still pouring, but I'm getting a bit of a more blended look to it. So I like that. So I'll continue with that one, kind of make sure it spreads out on there. And in closing, I'm just showing you pretty much how I'm doing the poured rock, but kind of making it a bit simple so that anybody can do it. The hair product that I'm using that I mixed in with the oil, just a couple of squeezes, was this Moroccan Sleek. Usually I mix it into one color, but you can mix it into as many colors as you want. I mean, there is pretty much, the possibilities are endless as far as this stuff goes. And I hope you guys enjoyed the live.